Welcome to the National Putting Tour.
Rolling on the NPT. Rolling. 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 Rolling on the National Putting Tour. Rolling.
Welcome to the 2022 $25,000 match between Jacob Stas and Chris Johnson against Rickie Fowler and Paula Creamer. It's Friday morning. There's Rickie and the owner Greg Bartoli. And everyone's getting ready. Let's hear some introductions.
On the odd-numbered holes, and Paula and Rickie will tee off first on the even-numbered holes. There's no honor here. It's just the way that it goes. There are things to learn from the people in front of you. This is the fairest way to do things. Enjoy. They're mic'd up. You'll be able to hear what they're saying. You'll hear strategy. You'll probably hear some cussing. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to happen. Enjoy it, folks. Thank you for being here. This is the inaugural. This is the beginning of something truly special. We're glad you're all here.
So we're going to start off with Rickie Fowler on hole number 2. All of these holes are par 2s. This one's a small hole, but I feel like it was one of the tougher holes on the course. It was very tough to get the initial line on this one. And Rickie will go ahead and make par there. Here's Paula Creamer. Nice putt for Paula. Almost all of the players were bouncing this ball off the back wall and rolling it back towards the hole. And here's Chris Johnson. Chris, a very decorated competitive putter. Did a lot of major series of putting events. And here's the man, Jacob Stas. Jacob really carried the team to their win against Matthew Kennis and Massimo Rock. And here's Jacob on hole number 2. Not bad, he'll put that in for par. It was very hot out there, so the first part of this video is actually me taking clips of a television that was at the facility playing the event. We'll have some more live footage later on in this video. Here's Chris Johnson cleaning up on hole number 3. Nice par there for Chris. It's always nice in this best ball format when your partner makes a par. It gives you sort of a freedom to try to make an ace. And here's Jacob Stas going up that left-hand line. Let's see if this has enough speed to get back. This thing can keep creeping. Unfortunately, that's not going to make it, but still a nice putt by Jacob. So here's Jacob a little bit later in the action. Jacob's playing it off this back hill and just a little bit long there. And now Chris Johnson. And Chris has some better speed. This does come back. Let's see if it has enough. And no, that's not going to make it, but a nice easy tap in for Chris. Now let's go out to Rickie Fowler on the small horseshoe hole. And ooh, tough miss for Rickie. The greens got rolling really hot with the sunshine, and that putt was very easy to leave long. And here's Chris on the next hole making par. And Jacob and Chris are up 2 strokes right now. Here's an interview with Rickie. Rickie definitely showing some signs of frustration. I'm not sure they realize what they've gotten themselves into here. Chris and Jacob are 2 of the best competitive putters in the world, and they know this course like the back of their hand. It's going to be very tough for Rickie and Paula to hang in there, but they're doing pretty good so far. Nice putt there for Paula. She'll have about 3.5 feet for this par. This putt breaks a little bit right to left, and a lot of the players were not seeing that today. Paula did read it well. And here's Chris Johnson. Oh no. Oh, that's too bad. That goes over the hill, and that's going to be a very tough shot. It's very easy to do that because in order to get the ball back to the hole, you really need to roll it up high on that hill, and Chris just rolled it a little bit too far. And now Jacob has decided to ask Chris to come back and just tee off and take the penalty stroke. It really doesn't matter. Now there's Rickie. Great putt for Rickie. Paul's already in with par, so Rickie can go ahead and pick that up. Once again, they are doing a best ball format. I think the best ball format definitely helps out Rickie and Paula. And here's Jacob Stas. A little bit of pressure here. And he's hit this perfect. Just kind of slows up. He'll have about 2.5 feet for his par here. Ooh. Just hit some irregularity in the green and rolls a little bit to the right. Now Jacob has this for 3. Oh, nice putt for Jacob. Avoids disaster there. Ooh, here's Chris Johnson on the big boomerang hole. Almost rolls it in. Chris is starting to heat up a little bit. And here's Jacob Stas rolling it up into the rough, which not many players were doing. But it worked out good for him. Chris is already in with a 2. So this is just a pure formality here for Jacob. This putt breaks a little bit left to right. A lot of the players were not seeing that. A nice putt for Jacob. They'll go back up by 2 strokes. And here's Jacob Stas. This is looking good. Oh, yes. And the boys are starting to pour it on, and you can see the frustration in Rickie Fowler and Paul Creamer's face there. Really an uphill battle facing these two. Kudos to these 2 professionals for coming out. Now here's Paula trying to match. It's almost a must-make situation right here, and Paula does it. And you gotta love the smile on Paula's face right here. She looks like a little kid having fun. That's what makes PopStroke so great. It doesn't matter who you are, you can have fun out here. And here's Rickie Fowler. They're 2 strokes back. They gotta start making putts here. And here's Paula with nearly the same putt for par. Nice putt there. Here's Jacob Stas. Jacob has been on fire. And here's another one that looks good. Just takes a tough kick off that hill and rolls a little bit to the left. And here's Rickie now, hole number 13. Players roll this off the back wall, and look at Rickie doing it. Gives it the fist pump. He's got that hole down perfect. And they're trying to make this a match here. Now here's some live footage. Here's hole 14, and Chris Johnson starting to heat up when he looks towards the heavens saying thank you. And here's Jacob Stas. He doesn't really have to putt, but he's going to go ahead and putt anyways. Probably wants to get the work in and keep his stroke warm. And this is looking good too. Oh yes. Jacob Stas, nothing but the bottom of the cup. And there's Paula cleaning up for a nice par. So the boys, Chris Johnson and Jacob Stas, go back up 2 strokes. And there's Paula making a nice par. And here's Chris Johnson. Hole number 15. We're starting to run out of holes here for Paula and Rickie. And Chris has hit this on a great line. No. Oh yes, Chris Johnson, exclamation point. And now here's Rickie Fowler. I think we're at a must-make situation here. Just to stay with Jacob and Chris, Rickie has got to make this. And oh yes, Rickie Fowler. The crowd is loving it here. It's so cool to see one of the top PGA professionals out here putting with the boys. And here's Chris Johnson, hole 16.
There you go, Chris.
Kind of an interesting hole. You got to roll through that sand trap and kind of get it to throw over to the right. And then roll it off that hill and hope it goes in. And here's Rickie trying to bring his team back. He's got a perfect line here. This has got a chance. And just misses. So they're running out of opportunities here. Just a 2-stroke lead. Here's Paula Creamer to get it to within 1. And just took an unlucky bounce at the beginning of the sand trap there. That was actually looking really good. So we'll go to Jacob Stas. If this goes in, he puts the match away. It's still looking really good for Jacob and Chris, but if he makes this, it's signed, sealed, delivered. Let's see if he can do it. He's got this on a great line. Oh, just misses low side. And they'll go to hole 17 with a 2-stroke lead. Here's Chris Johnson. That's the line that most of the players were taking today. Just right of the sand trap, roll it up off that hill, and then have it come back to the hole. And he executed that perfectly. So with this best ball format, that par for Chris really does seal it. And here's Rickie. He's got to make this. Gives it a good run here. So Rickie will come up now and clean up for this par. And this is one of those tricky PopStroke putts. You got a little bit of hill behind you. You kind of have to take the putter up a little bit more steep. And ooh, Rickie just rushed that one. Give it a little too much power, and that's a 3. Now here's Paula Creamer. She's got to get this close. And unfortunately, that got stuck in the rough over there. I was in the exact same position. It's one of the tougher places to be on the golf course. And you'll see this shot she has to pull off here. It goes right to left at the very beginning, and then after that it goes left to right. But just so tough to judge out of this rough. You have to blade it out of this rough to make sure your putter doesn't catch the grass. And she was not able to execute that. And that gives Jacob and Chris a 3-stroke lead with 1 to play. And at this point, guys, this has pretty much become a victory lap. Let's go to the legend, Jacob Stas. He's just putted well this whole tournament. And what has he got for us here at the end? No.
Do it.
Go in. Oh. Just hangs on the edge. If you waited long enough, that thing would probably roll in, but Jacob's going to tap that in. And 18 was a pure formality. Guys, it is over. They were 3 up through 17, as you can see on the scorecard there. Some final goodbyes here. And guys, Jacob and Chris have done it. They win the $25,000 Showdown. What an amazing performance. Congratulations to those two. Thank you for watching the National Putting Tour. We'll see you in late February in Phoenix at Valley Golf Center.